The knot in my stomach had been there for months. At 19, I was completely paralyzed by a fiercely guarded secret. When hard, I was barely an inch. Convinced this physical flaw made me entirely undesirable, I never imagined someone like Lisa, my best friend Mark's confident, sharp-witted mother, would ever look at me twice. It started by accident after Mark left for a nearby college. With him gone, I found myself staying behind after visits, trading stories with Lisa at the kitchen island for hours. Eventually, the unspoken tension between us broke, and we began meeting in secret, scheduling our encounters only when we were certain the house would be entirely empty. One evening, that secrecy caught up to us. We were upstairs in her bedroom, the door left unlocked in our confidence that we were completely alone. The mood was intense as things progressed, but the exact moment Lisa pulled down my pants, she froze. She looked down, and to my absolute horror, she let out a short, surprised laugh. The sound cut through me like ice. A wave of intense humiliation washed over me, and I instinctively tried to pull away, wanting the floor to swallow me whole. But Lisa didn't let me retreat. Instead, her expression shifted from amusement to absolute control. "Don't run away," she said, her voice dropping into a firm, commanding tone that left no room for argument. Taking complete charge of the situation, she established total dominance over the encounter, completely refusing to let my insecurity dictate the night. For the first time, my size didn't mean the end of the conversation. She simply used it to dictate exactly how things were going to go, completely overpowering my doubts. Right at that high-intensity moment, the heavy click of the front door downstairs echoed through the house. "Mom, you home?" Mark's voice called up the stairwell. Panic erupted instantly. The color drained from my face, and my heart hammered violently against my ribs as we scrambled in a mad rush to pull our clothes back on. But we were a second too late. The bedroom door swung wide open, and Mark stood in the doorway. He froze, his eyes darting from his mother's flushed face to my disheveled clothes, before finally locking onto me. "Ryan," he said, his voice dropping in total disbelief. The silence in the room was suffocating. Mark looked between me and his mother, the realization of what was happening hitting him all at once. His expression twisted from confusion to deep anger. "Are you serious right now?" Mark yelled, slamming his hand against the doorframe. "My own mother? And my best friend?" "Mark, please," Lisa said, stepping forward to try and calm him down, but he wouldn't hear it. He turned on his heel, stormed down the stairs, and slammed the front door so hard the windows rattled. The fallout lasted for a brutal month. Mark blocked my number, refused to see me, and for a while, I thought our friendship was permanently destroyed. The stress and guilt were eating me alive. Eventually, Lisa managed to get him to sit down and talk. She took full responsibility for taking control of the situation and made it clear that neither of us ever intended to hurt him. It took time, but Mark finally agreed to meet me at a local diner to clear the air. The initial conversation was incredibly tense, but as we talked, the sheer absurdity of the reality began to soften the anger. Mark shook his head, looking at me across the booth. "Look, I'm still incredibly weirded out by this," Mark admitted, a faint, reluctant smirk finally breaking through. "But you're still my best friend, and she's happy. I'm not going to ruin our friendship over it. But I am never letting you live this down." With the secret finally out, the overwhelming anxiety lifted. Over the next few years, the awkwardness faded into a strange new normal. Lisa and I stayed together, and my old insecurities stopped defining me. By the time we all gathered for family dinners years later, Mark's favorite joke was introducing me as his best friend who somehow managed to become his stepfather.